that you stand with mutants. Unless you don't now.
Oh, she said.
Right now, my hands are tied.
Okay.
Well, if your hands are tied, you won't be needing this.
Not only did she...
She up-chucked and just... Yo,
That's so funny.
He didn't even see where it went.
the bad
And he didn't
part is
even try. He said,
you didn't even see it go in the snow in the mountain nowhere. You like, where did this shield just go?
Oh my god. Oh. Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
That's a great cosplay.
The
outfit.
dead man's flying.
Oh, the dead man's body.
Oh.
That rogue body just...
Oh.
We just the bad part is Wolverine just failed, okay?
Yeah. It's like, I guess I'm on my own. Oh, nice tuck and roll. How did he? Okay.
Well, he stopped, I think.
Oh.
She chucks half a building.
Thank God she didn't miss.
The fishes go, oh.
Yeah. There's a janitor in the top floor. It's like, what's going on? Oh,
Yo,
Quicksilver.
I was like, where did Pietro come from?
Ooh. Oh, more.
Get your dumb ass.
Damn, yeah, get your dumb ass out of here. That corpse is really throwing them around, dude.
Welcome back to the uber secret break room, hiding behind a vending machine. It's the after show. This time for X-Men 97, episode 7, Bright Eyes. Hit that graphic.
Oh.
Boop.
I'm trying to guess all the shows. I'm having.
Oh, watch it. I got like 5. I got most of them.
I got Loki. I got Loki.
Game of Thrones, Stranger Things.
Oh,
Congratulations.
Oh, I missed the Stranger Things.
Yeah, it was the very first one.
The game. My attention span.
Oh, cool. Okay, that's fair.
A goldfish.
Folks, what is Bastion's master plan? And what does Mr. Sinister have to do with it? We'll get into that and more. I'm Brandon Barrick, and joining me today, you'll often find her enjoying a Diet Pingo Dolce. It's Jessica Clemons.
We're never out of diet. But I'm never on a diet.
Heyo! And every gambler has a tell, and modesty is his. It's Jay Washington.
The future's in the cards, mon ami. And he's really dead.
Oh,
He's
yeah.
really dead. Also, Kurt gave one hell of a eulogy. You like, hey, bro.
That was so good. And I was like, wait, did he say it off the top of his dome? It made me like Nightcrawler. He said,
He was crying during it.
it was with his little 3 fingers. He
His
was
little
like,
3 fingers crying.
I
Even
love
the thieves
Nightcrawler
were moved
so
to
much.
tears.
The gear the thieves. The gear the thieves.
We'll also get into the Captain America / Hulk references, all of it. But first, Jay, kick us off with a recap of what
I
happened
shall
in
kick
this
us off with a
episode.
recap and probably 500 words or more.
Heck yeah.
As always. Look, the threat of war between humans and mutants looms over this entire episode because we open by being extremely sad at Gambit's
The show's
funeral.
always sad.
He's dead. He's dead. Like,
Yeah,
we're
yeah.
official. Like, you saw a casket, everything. And, like, the gear the tease was there. It was Bobby and it was Belle, and I forgot the other one.
We think it's Aurora, who's from Alpha Flight. The woman with the white hair.
Yeah, and I was trying to
white
figure out because I was like,
hair.
that's not Rogue.
No, it's not Rogue, and it's, it's not one of the Morlocks. We're pretty sure it's like Aurora. People are saying that online too.
It's probably
It's
so.
like Aurora from Alpha Flight. I don't know why she's there. I don't remember her in
Raymond might have had a little tryst with her.
Maybe.
Look, Jubilee is angry and pissed because Rogue is not at the funeral. She's missing. And in lieu of celebrating Remy's life and his homegoing, she done went and said, you know what, the hell with it. I'm taking up on finding Henry Garrick myself so she can track down Bolivar Trask. And it's just way too many dudes working on Master Mode, which, by the way, let me tell you something. Rogue went and told the military, y'all kiss my ass, okay? She went.
They were not ready.
They was like, yo, we can handle it. Oh! She started flipping tanks. Do y'all understand what I'm saying? They reminded you of exactly how strong Rogue is.
Mm-hmm.
And after a run-in with Thunderbolt Ross, who she grabbed by the throat, was like, hey, bro, look, I'm not want to play with today, fam. She's like, hey, my man that died, I'm horny. I don't know what my other dude is. Where's this dude? She tracks down Captain America, who's also pursuing Gyrick, and a group with the initials OZT, which is not for Ozempic for a lot of y'all who probably is thinking it. What are the mutants doing Ozempic and having Tweety Bird
That's why
heads?
they look so good, even though it's been 30 years.
Whoa, Ozempic.
OZT Ozempic troop.
Oh, okay.
See? But we'll tell you about what it means for those. Shall we tell it now? Or is it in the script?
We'll get into it.
We'll get into it.
OZT.
But when asked by Rogue to help her, he says he has to do stuff by the books. You pansy. Because that's
He's a
how
cop.
he's America's top cop.
He's a cop.
And this message is also repeated by President Kelly, the Cyclops, who is, shouts out to Cyclops. He ain't with the shits no more. He like, hey, y'all gonna help me or not? And then he asked, why aren't they contributing more aid to Genosha? By the way, Rogue is hella bogus because she tossed Cap Shield into a mountain. She was like,
That
bro,
was hilarious.
she was like, hey, bro, you ain't gonna need this. Yoink.
They kind of leg her out of space for a second where you could just feel like he's like, oh,
God, I
He's
gotta
like,
go
now I
find this.
I gotta find it.
gotta find it like they found me.
Like, how do you get, what type of metal detector? Hey, man, y'all got a vibranium metal detector I can use because it's somewhere in a mountain. How did it get in the mountain?
He's gonna call up Vision or something and be
Can
like,
somebody
"Can
go
you
fly
find
through a
this?
mountain?
Can someone find this?"
It's somewhere in there. She just threw it. Now, the X-Men go to Genosha themselves, and after the reporter from the Remember It episode says some pretty dumb stuff to Beast. Well, yeah, get your sympathies together.
Trish Tilley is in that.
Yeah, Trish Tilley. Even though
Some reporter.
remember that's what
Trish Tilley. She's got a name, Evan.
Let me tell you something. Our loving producer, who
Goddamn.
writes this script that we all recite from, just wrote some chick,
Some chick. Some
chick,
lady.
some white woman that ain't sympathetic to mutants. But she says the dumbest stuff to Beast, and she's very, inconsiderate of what's going on. And Cyclops and Jean, who have in a moment thinking they're finding Madeline Pryor, actually finds Emma Frost, who survived by turning herself into Diamond, which is a secondary mutation.
Beautiful.
Which, if you know the comics, a lot of different mutants have those. And of course, the original mutations are triggered by stress. And having a genocide happen on you is stressful enough, so you turn into Diamond.
Yeah.
So you turn into that sounds like a stripper name.
I mean, she had a great one-liner too. I mean, she was probably sitting there for a while. She's like, when they find me, I'm gonna be Diamond. I'm gonna be say like, I'm pretty good under
What if she was
pressure.
running a
I'm
bunch
pretty
of
good,
names
pretty
through
good."
her head, and then they opened, they went, Diamond! Oh, shit.
She's like, well, I always was a girl's best friend. No.
She was like,
No, I've never
she was
heard
like,
those
be shiny, not Cupid Zirconia.
Yeah.
Not Cupid, because what if she was Cupid Zirconia? That would be.
No one could pronounce it.
Oh, Emma, you've turned into quartz.
Oh my God, you turned into QVC. Oh no.
Love that for her. Okay, my turn. Jubilee even convinces Roberto to tell his mom that he's a mutant, which goes over pretty well until she says she wants him to hide the fact to not upset the stockholders, which...
I mean, she's gonna.
That was my first thought. That was my first thought.
that.
That was my first thought. I was like, even with Cyclops' person, I was like, yeah, of course these humans are only gonna care about their money.
But she was like, hey bro, look, we didn't have 4 houses burned down. You really think we didn't know this was you?
I thought about that too. I was like, don't a lot of these people get their mutate? Like, it comes to them when they're like distressed.
Stressed
So when
out,
they're
yeah.
like a teenager, and I was like, he thinks as a baby he didn't accidentally burn his toys
Well,
or
no, it
something?
only happens during puberty.
Okay, so I was like,
Some-
well, puberty could hit it.
Sometimes
anytime.
mutants manifest a little early.
Yeah,
It
this
has
is true.
happened
But I'm
before,
still like, I'm like, you think
Yeah.
they didn't notice the 6th time you set something on
yeah.
fire?
Ain't no Somali pirates
Right.
take the yacht. Like,
Yeah.
what? That was the wildest. Shouts out to my homegirl Charlie Felby, who wrote this episode.
Oh my god, she knew what she was talking about. Morph receives a message from Trask, who tells them to come to the UN Peace Legion in Madripoor so he can show them what's really going on. But before they do that, they pick up Rogue, who was unable to siphon any knowledge off Henry Gyrick in Mexico City, besides a few flashes of Nimrod, which I just learned today was a mean name, but not actually a mean name. It was a biblical name.
Yes, it
It was
is.
a biblical name.
It was from these two boys.
It used to be a
Mighty Warrior.
not associated with like an idiot.
Yeah, but you can thank Bugs Bunny for that
Yeah,
one.
Bugs Bunny made Nimrod.
Bugs Bunny
A silly
hates
name.
Jesus Christ?
Well,
Yeah, that was it. There
I
you go.
believe, if I remember my biblical history correctly, and I might not,
Oh,
but I think Nimrod was Old Testament.
BB v JC.
Well, I thought you were going to say a BBL. Like, what is a BBL in the Bible?
Mary!
Why do you think Mary Magdalene got to hang out with Jesus so much?
Oh, stop it. She didn't have a big ass. At the UN, the X-Men stumble upon what seems to be a room full of future tech and guards with OZT logo. Morph properly disses Trask as the poor man's Oppenheimer.
Yo.
And then he cops a line.
Yeah, then he takes the line. Then he says the
Do
line.
you think he heard him, or do you think he was already?
I think he
gonna
was
say
already
it?
ready to say it because he is a poor man's Oppenheimer. And Trask explains that the OZT formed from the remains of the Sentinel program.
Yeah. And he thinks it's pretty bad, which it must be very bad.
When he was like, listen, yo, these are people doing things on they. Whoo!
In one of the coldest moments I've ever seen in
I
an
loved
X-Men
it.
animated series.
Hey, bro.
Now, granted, Gyrick,
Trask.
Trask tried to jump off the building. Rogue caught him.
Which is the cold.
which was pretty cool to be like, hey, we have some questions. And then he's like, I got nothing for you. And she's like, well, okay. She drops him off the building in anger. And I love that the other X-Men are like, and Wolverine's like, man,
Wolverine
I'm kind of cool with this.
He said we was all thinking it like, yo, drop him off the building.
Wolverine's like, I've been waiting for this.
He said, I have nothing. And she said, same here.
And Morph says, like, is this who we are now?
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
When Morph said that, I was like, come on, Morph.
Morph's
Hey,
like,
say less,
Come
bro.
on, Morph.
Wake
If it
the
was
fuck
Wolverine,
up.
you'd do the same
Wake
fucking
the
thing.
fuck. Though they did say thousands. She said this is the first time we got a number for Genosha because she says thousands died. Which
Yeah, because they don't have. It's
They don't
not as
have 16
populated.
million, but
yeah, it's not as populated as it is in the comics.
still heavy. But it turns out Trask isn't dead. Well, maybe Trask is dead, but his body is being used because he flies back up as a Sentinel human hybrid, saying that, quote, the Prime Sentinel protocol has been activated. So his dead body becomes a Sentinel, basically. We'll get into how that might have worked. Sentinel Gyrick wreaks havoc on the X-Men, neutralizing the majority of them, including Morph, who turned into Quicksilver for a quick second, no pun intended. And then Cable appears and saves the day with an electromagnetic cluster grenade. You'd think they would have thought of that. Being robots, huh? You'd think they would have thought of the old classic electromagnetic grenade, but what are you going to do? Technically, that grenade came from the future, so they weren't ready for it yet. Jean and Cyclops realized that...
You sound like, Back to the Future, Marty McFly. They're not ready for this yet.
Your kids are gonna
aren't ready for that one yet.
You don't like that EMP grenade? Your kids are gonna love it.
Your kids are going to love it.
Because they're gonna live in a dystopian hellscape. Jean and Cyclops realize that Cable is actually Nathan, but Cable knows that this isn't his mom, and he doesn't want to talk to his dad who abandoned him after saying he wouldn't abandon him. He tells the group that Sinister is working for someone else.
Within less than 5 seconds, I will not abandon my son. All right, I'm gonna holler at y'all.
I can't be here for this.
I can't be here for this.
I'm gonna go ahead and holler
I
at y'all.
think my dad said the exact same thing. He said, "Don't take her away." All right, I'll look away.
No.
My dad said the same thing, then he died.
Damn. What happened to your dad? Oh, he's still living and great.
Yeah, he's working on a farm right now. He's doing fine. He's doing fine. So Cable says that Sinister is working for someone else, and we discover that someone else is Bastion. We saw him earlier in the episode kill Gyrick, and now he meets with Mr. Sinister, saying that he has valuable data for his, quote, real masterpiece. He and Sinister see that Xavier is still alive and about to get married on the Shi'ar homeworld, but of course we know that didn't come out. And this kind of reveals that the X-Men have lied to the world about Professor Charles Xavier dying and Gyrick having killed him. But Bastion has a lie of his own that he's been keeping from everyone. And we also see that he's got Magneto, depowered with a little collar on and alive. And he's giving him a creepy little shave to his favorite song, One-Eyed Purple People Eater. Very, very creepy, very Reservoir Dogs-esque. And that's how we end the episode, okay? Before we get into who Bastion is and what he might be planning, any favorite moments from this episode you want to talk about before we get into our big questions?
I think my favorite moment was the moment of Rogue dropping him.
Cold as ice.
It was, other than the clear, the reveal of Captain America in that suit, and then her being able to, what you said to what Jay said of how strong she is. She was going through, he was like, we protected this from the Hulk. And then she comes through and she's like, what the fuck? Where are these two people that you guys are harboring?
Yeah.
So, Rogue.
It has to be Rogue. Look, the combination of Rogue wrecking shop on the soldiers, snatching Ross up, and then having Gyrick, basically, I know it's set in the 90s. She hit him with the Rip Ross, God forgives, I don't. And just dropped him. Because, the look, the animation, the look in her eyes after she dropped him was like, I don't care anymore.
Yeah.
I don't care. And so, you see how, you forget, even though they're mutants, right? They're mutants by mutation. You know the expression, we're only human, and only you can be pushed so far. And also, when a woman's fed up, because that one is pissed.
Yeah.
has no fury like
and
a
then, because
woman.
Nightcrawler even says, he even makes her admit it. You're not just upset about the loss of Remy.
Yeah, I like when he says, when Nightcrawler says that, he's like, she didn't lose one man, she lost two.
She lost two.
And he's also saying, that's okay. You don't have to feel guilty about that.
Yeah.
You're all right there. My favorite moment, they're finally doing some justice to Jean Grey. I mean, having her use her telekinetic powers to throw half of a building into the ocean, and This is a character who famously in the original series fainted all the time. Or was like, it's too heavy, I can't lift it. Now, granted, she has fainted a couple times already in this series.
Madeline Pryor has fainted.
No, Madeline Pryor didn't faint.
Jean did faint.
Jean, when she showed up at the house,
yeah, you're right.
Fainted.
She kept going.
And in this episode, she kind of faints too. She's like, I feel something, and then she gets to throw a building. I love that they're giving her like some actual power.
That's
which
funny.
Is, like, very
she
nice.
does faint a lot.
You know what I'm waiting on? I need my Charles Xavier. The Charles Xavier scream.
He screams when it's like too much.
There's a video on YouTube. It's like
Stop.
15, 20 minutes of nothing but Xavier
screaming
from the whole series.
I don't want to hear that. I don't want to hear that at all.
Right. Before we get into the rest of the video, we want to thank some of our sponsors for today, like Mando. Mando makes whole body deodorant that's effective and long lasting. It doesn't cover up odor after the fact with heavy fragrances like other deodorants. Instead, it stops at the source by blocking the bacteria on your skin from eating your sweat, which is what actually causes the body odor. What does this mean? It means that Mando is clinically proven to control odor for up to 72 hours. That's a long time. If you know Zach, he's always talking about how he loves Mando and how it really works, especially when he has long days that go from the office to doing a Breakroom episode to doing live shows in the evening. And that whole time he's running around town, he doesn't have to worry about smelling because he's got Mando on. Mando's starter pack is perfect for new customers. It comes with a solid stick deodorant, cream tube deodorant, 2 free products of your choice, like a mini body wash and deodorant wipes, and free shipping. New customers get $5 off a starter pack with our exclusive code Breakroom. That's over 40% off your starter pack. Use code Breakroom for $5 off at shopmando.com. That's shopmando.com. And of course, we also want to remind you to check out nerdriot.shop. We've got a ton of X-Men inspired designs right now, like our Gambit shirt, remember it, which I'm wearing right now. It also comes in like a crop top. We've got this great Storm shirt. Isn't that beautiful?
Heed my command. Does it sound like the shirt saying?
Yeah, it does say it.
Hold on, wait.
Heed my command.
Oh my God, the shirt talks? This is the only talking
and
one.
it's only my voice because I'm the only black woman here, so I had to do the voice.
I ain't doing it. I'm letting you know right now.
You can do it a little bit.
We also have a new Deadpool shirt in honor of the second Deadpool trailer that we were graced with this week. There, you can see it there. Jump into the portal.
Cute.
Where are they going? They're going right out of your chest. You can also get the Let's Fucking Go shirt. And if your parents are watching, they can't see the fucking.
In more ways than one.
It's okay. So it's okay. We also have some Breakroom merch live on the site now. You've seen us wearing on the show. Look at this beautiful little hat. Oh my gosh, how fashionable.
Evan has on a hoodie.
Evan's got the hoodie on. You can grab some of this merch for yourself. Check it all out over at nerdriot.shop. And grabbing merch is the best way to support the channel. And there's tons of great designs on there from all sorts of fandoms. Check it out, nerdriot.shop. Okay, we've got questions about this episode, so let's get to our main topic today. What's Bastion's deal? What's this guy's deal?
Who the hell is he?
Yeah, who is he? What's his master plan? What's going on
When
here?
he showed up, I was like, oh my God, it was. Was that the roof?
No,
Yeah.
it looks like we superimposed a shirt onto you.
It feels like a blanket. I feel comfortable.
It looks like you didn't put the shirt on in post.
You look like one of those paper dolls.
Wait,
you put shirts on.
wait, let me hide the shoulder a little bit more.
Put it on in post.
But no, I have a question. I'll move my
Okay.
neck a lot so it looks like it.
Okay.
I have a question. Who the hell is this guy? And the reason when it was revealed to be Mr. Sinister, I was like, oh shit, I was wrong, but I know who Mr. Sinister is.
Mm-hmm.
When this guy showed up, I went, okay.
I like the fact that this Sinister is way more vile than what we've ever seen.
Sure.
Like we saw, okay, he does experimentations in the
we
old
saw him
series.
cut up people in the Victorian era.
We saw him put a baby in a vat of goo.
Well, that's new show.
That's new show. Right, we never saw him just take this baby in this goo and all this stuff,
Yeah.
and then you just trying
They
to
were a
figure
little
out-
more
But
careful.
who the hell is Bastion?
So Bastion in the comics,
and also, isn't there a Sebastian? So now we got a bunch of Bastions.
so there's Sebastian Shaw. So Sebastian Shaw
Yeah.
was with the
Yeah.
Hellfire Club, and I think he's dead.
Yeah, he died.
He died. He's part of the massacre. Bastion actually has an alias, Sebastian. It's similar to Wonder Man in a sense.
Okay.
Here's why: they both have human physiques. They look like actual people. But Sebastian Gilberti, which is Bastion's alter ego, he is a mystical. It's a magic fusion of Master Mole and Nimrod
Okay.
together from the future. And so he is powerful. He has chronokinesis. He can manipulate time. He can teleport. Excuse me. He's got so much, but he's also his own master mode. Okay. He also is the reason he can turn people into Prime Sentinels. So like so when you saw those different Sentinels up there when the X-Men were looking, like, oh, what they're trying to create new Sentinels. Yeah. The first version is Nimrod, but it's a version up from Nimrod, which he is. It gets confusing a little bit for some people, but it's all about the Sentinels becoming so self-aware, realizing that not only mutants are the problem, but humans as well.
Yeah, okay. And like a Prime Sentinel is someone that like has like Sentinel parts or like technology within it, and they might not know that it's in there. With Bolivar Trask in this episode, like you saw that like he dies and then becomes like a Prime Sentinel, and he had like the little lines, right, that kind of look like the organic virus.
The techno-organic virus.
And I think it's kind of a fusion of like you use the techno-organic virus to like turn a dead person into a Sentinel, essentially.
Two questions.
Okay.
2 questions. One, is that what Cable's also made of?
Cable had the like techno-organic virus put into him, and then he was like sent to the future, obviously, to like, oh, they'll figure out how to cure this or whatever. But it's probably been used, they're using that virus to like both like combine their hatred of mutants to kill off mutants and to turn people into like Sentinels that can like kill mutants. Because in the comic books, you have a situation where there's like Prime Sentinels, they're people that are walking around, they're like sleeper agents, basically. Yeah. And when they get activated, they're like, oh, I'm going to go kill a mutant.
That makes sense. And then the second question is, how easy is it for Bastion to just turn someone into a Sentinel? Is it just...
Very easy.
Or does he have to piece it together?
No.
No, he can just like touch you and it turns?
He has all the future tech.
Well, does he have to take you apart? Does he have to like... Oh.
No.
Because there's like nanotechnology.
Nanotech's and the virus, and that's how it is. So nanotech, you know, it's so you can't see it. Next thing you know, it's in your body, and you're just changing.
But that's his power, is just being able to do that, and all the other things.
He's like strong.
He's super strong. He's super smart. Look, I made sure I wrote down. He got and copy and pasted from things. This is all about adaptation, technoforming, turning you into Prime Sentinel, command of other Sentinels, energy manipulation, teleportations, chronokinesis, superhuman strength and durability, flight. Like, that is a lot he can do in this.
Yeah, he can do a lot of shit. Okay.
Yeah.
And he's also very sarcastic.
Yeah. I don't like that part the most.
Because, like, a Nimrod, right? And they had Nimrod in the older series, too. A Nimrod, you know, a normal Sentinel is like, kill mutants, prime, blah, blah, blah. A Nimrod's like, I have personality.
It's kind of like Vision.
Yeah. It's like, it's more, more sentient than, like, just a straight-up Sentinel.
Better analogy. Age of Ultron, remember what Ultron wanted to be that became Vision?
Yeah.
Basically like
that. That makes sense.
That's a good analogy.
So he's dangerous. And now this character like was created in the comics, I believe in like 95, 96. So around the time that the original series was on.
Okay.
He first came in, and like his storylines, there was a whole comic arc called Operation Zero Tolerance,
which is OZT.
And it is also an organization within the comics.
Yeah.
But they had a whole comic run called Operation Zero Tolerance, was about Bastion activating these Prime Sentinels, kind of like taking over the Xavier Institute, all that stuff.
He takes over the Institute.
Yeah. Like he's a powerful dude, and it's like a big threat to the mutants in the comics.
But right now he's just shaving.
Right now he's shaving up Magneto.
Because here's what my fear is, and use the term loosely, because we know we're about to get the last 3 episodes of this season, right? 8, 9, and 10, right?
Yeah.
And that's a 3-part series. He could be trying to get ready to do Onslaught. Onslaught is the psychic mental bond of Magneto and Xavier.
Yeah.
And that is one of the big things, a big worry too. So like Bastion can be doing other stuff. It's a whole lot, but I love it the fact that this show right now, you don't, like I said, you don't know who the big bad guy is.
Right.
You keep seeing Apocalypse in this opening credit, the opening sequence. You're like, is Apocalypse coming? But also, what can stop Apocalypse? Bastion might know how to stop him just as much as anybody else.
Yeah, Bastion, and you know, in this episode, he kind of hinted at something else being a part of it. He says to Gyrich, you know, like, Gyrich was like, oh, it's all part of your plan, right? Yeah. He's like, yeah, but you made it happen earlier than I expected. You made it happen earlier, yep. Blah, blah, blah. So something out, he's building to like a bigger thing. And that's, you know, that's every villain's downfall, right? Is like their panache.
They're never satisfied.
Style. Yeah. They're like building up this big, huge thing that they want to just like unleash. And they can't, because I think Bastion now could just go in and start wrecking shop.
Clearly.
Because I don't know how they could stop him as it is. But he's building to something else too.
We saw Prime Sentinel just start flinging
Right.
X-Men.
One Prime Sentinel was taking on
true.
all of those
That's
X-Men.
true. That's true.
A couple of whom are like Omega level. So pretty intense. Pretty intense.
But I
stuff.
don't know if Jean's hit Omega level yet. Like, that's the thing about, because again, she's been in this, like...
Yeah, in the show, that's a good point.
She hasn't hit her. So the only other Omegas right now that they have on the X-Men team would be just Jean.
Could Jean's Omega level be technically the Phoenix Force when she's in it?
Yeah, I was just thinking that in my head.
'Cause I was like,
do you
technically
count
she
that?
has.
Because, like, that's not her mutant ability. That's, like, a cosmic entity.
That's a cosmic
But
entity.
yeah,
But
but still, it boosts her.
It boosts her abilities
Yeah.
to that level.
They're like, no, it doesn't. Stop asking. Nerds.
No, Omega is, like, a weird thing. You know,
Yeah.
I kind of hate the, like, Omega
It just sounds so cool.
delineation.
It sounds
Why?
so
It is very cool. Well, because, you know, they eventually in the comics, like everything, they give it to everybody except Charles Xavier. He's never Omega, which is so funny. He's not an Omega level mutant. He has never been one. He's not the best telepath.
His son is, though.
Yeah. Because Charles isn't the best telepath. He's very strong.
Well,
Yeah,
yeah, and
Not
that's
the
hard
best.
when you have a power that a lot of people also
Right,
have.
right.
Like, at least, like, Storm is, like, one of a kind.
Yeah, because Rogue is strong. Is she the best? Is she the best?
But Rogue's
absorbing
You
power.
got to remember, Rogue's power isn't her strength, really.
Right. I mean, like, is she the best absorber? But I guess not even because she has to touch, right? There are people who can absorb powers, I think, without touching. Touch me. Touch me.
No Marion references? Cool.
Yeah, we're not no Marion family here.
Okay.
Yeah,
All right, cool.
sorry.
I thought we said touch. I thought
we
that
cut
was
him
going to be. Okay.
Not after that dance he did.
But yeah. This plan that Bastion's putting together, this show has followed a lot of comic storylines, but changed them in interesting ways. So it'll be interesting to see what the plan is here because, Bastion, when he came around in the comics, Xavier was there running the school and all that stuff. So, like, that's not going on right now. So it'll be interesting to see how they
When Bastion was running the school, was it the normal students there?
Well, it was kind of weird, because Xavier wasn't there. He had kind of captured Jubilee also. So
And he took over who they were, or they did it consensually, like a Jubilee.
No, she was like straight up like
She was a prisoner.
yeah,
Yeah,
she was a
they're all-
prisoner.
yeah, okay.
And like his reason for taking over the school was mainly to get into Charles's files.
Okay.
He wanted Cerebro and everything.
Right,
Yeah.
right.
Okay.
So yeah, I don't know what Bastion's building towards here. He's got Magneto. He's keeping him alive. He's shaving him up for business.
Do we know that if that character has any other motives in any other property that he's in?
I mean, his main
Like-
motive is just to like destroy the mutants. you
Oh,
know?
okay. Because I was like,
most-
Sinister's like, never-ending research, but also I hate those mutants.
Right. Sinister's trying to build the perfect human.
And he wanted it to
chimera.
be him, actually.
Yeah.
But Bastion doesn't have like that kind of motive. He just wants to kill a bunch of mutants.
Yeah, it seems that way. I mean, you bring up a good point. Like, what is his motive, right? Bastion is the forming of a Nimrod and a Master mold that went through the Siege Parallel, a whole weird thing. But Nimrod's from the future, right?
Yeah.
Right.
So is Bastion trying to create a Nimrod to, like, kind of create himself in a way? Be his
To
own,
make a bunch of himself.
Yeah, to be his own grandfather. To be like, I have to create a Nimrod so that I exist.
Well, yeah, if he's making the Nimrod for the future, it would alter the timeline in which he's in right now, right?
Or, like, does he have to do it so that he exists?
Well,
Yeah.
he wants to make it. He already exists. I think he wants himself to exist.
Yeah.
More of him to exist
Yes.
earlier.
Sure. Yeah. Oh, if he makes the Nimrod earlier in time.
Yeah, because all he knows what made him, right?
Yeah.
He knows the magic, the seed, the portals, all that different stuff. He can do this like, oh, this is what happens later.
Yeah.
And I can already go through time as well. If I have a bunch of Nimrods already, we can make this happen. I can create a bunch of master molds. Boom, a bunch more Bastion.
Okay. So he's like successful in the future, but Cable's here to be like, we gotta fuck that up.
Well, and maybe that's why he's here now, right? It's because him and Cable keep fighting through time. Because, like, remember when Cable showed up in episode 5, he's like, oh, I'm not early enough or whatever. And maybe that's because he had the right time, but Bastion is fucking with it. So it's like, they're like racing backwards to like try and stop each other.
I am just glad that we didn't see this whole episode of him going back trying to stop Genosha.
Right.
Remember that's what we thought we were going to see for a minute?
Yeah.
Like him just trying to stop Genosha over and over again. But now he keeps popping up like it. Also, Cable need to get some power where he can stay back in time because it's like he comes and he be like, damn it, I got to go.
that thing is not working correctly.
Every
yet.
time he show up, he be like, hey, my bad, I got this.
I gotta go. My cube is.
I gotta go charge my
I gotta
battery.
go charge.
The cube told me I gotta go. I'm sorry. I gotta go.
Bastion seems very confusing right now. But maybe that'll show up more throughout the last 3 episodes.
Right, because we did have, a hint of Bastion in the first Life Death episode, where when we're in Forge's house and we see the pictures on the wall and we see the picture of him with the scientist or whatever that Mystique had been portraying, Adler, I believe. There was another body there that you couldn't see. It was covered up and it had its arm around Forge, but it had Bastion's clothing. So I think this show is insinuating that Bastion has been like working behind the scenes maybe since the beginning.
Yeah,
I don't know. They could establish that he's been there. He helped get the Sentinel program off the ground.
The original
Yes,
Sentinel
the
program.
original program. Like he's been working even longer. And maybe the show is trying to, in a way, retcon the original series to be like Bastion was behind a lot of what
I think it
happened
is.
in that series.
It's retconning a few different things,
Right.
and that is a good theory right there, because that wouldn't surprise me. He's like, no. I've been a part of all of this
From the beginning, which it would be an interesting way to take it.
Also, how's Earth gonna deal with Charles Xavier coming back? Like, hey, bro.
I don't know.
I think it's part of the plan of being like Earth already doesn't like it's annoying and sad that the humans don't trust them right now.
Right.
When it's like, why are we thinking about us when this entire planet just got destroyed by like something else? But I think Charles coming back is also going to further them being like, wait, they were pretending to be dead, and it's going to be more mistrust for the humans.
Yeah.
And humans are going to be
Because it's like you set up Gyrick.
Yeah.
Because remember, Gyrick was only in prison because he assassinated Charles Xavier.
And he's been not dead.
And he wasn't dead at first. Now
Gyrick and Trask are dead.
Gyrick and Trask are dead, and Bastion has the proof that Xavier's alive.
Yep. And then and Xavier's such an honest person, he's gonna come back and be like, I fell in love. And they're gonna be like, what?
There was some
What?
There was some space bird kitty, because technically remember, Lalandra was a hatchling, which means she came from an egg. There was this space bird kitty, and I was just like,
Space bird kitty. We will never use that sentence ever again on this show. As
been
long as
retired.
I'm alive, we
been
will
retired.
never
Raise the
use
jersey.
that. Well, yeah, put flag half mast right now. We're done. We're done with this. We're done with this. I'm gonna throw myself off.
I mean, their gambit, no pun intended, of saying Charles was killed by Gyrick, and that kind of garnered them a lot of sympathy in a way. And then the Genosha thing happened, and like they do have sympathy on their side again, but. Yeah, Charles coming back is gonna really mess things up.
The mutants aren't gonna trust him, and the humans are definitely not gonna trust them. They're like, wait, so you all knowing and powerful Oz just disappeared for a minute. I would also always think of him as the Wizard of Oz, and I'd be like, wait, you dipped?
Yeah.
Like, that's crazy. Your people just got murdered and you dipped? Nah, I'm not trusting you.
well, you gotta remember, he dipped. So I think the only thing, look, I was dying.
I was dying.
He was dying.
I was dying.
Okay, I was not, because I'm not dead. I was dying.
I get it.
Then the chick that I fell in love with, because I got to know her brains, because that's literally the only reason they fell in love. Like, he fell in love with Lalandra, remember, before sight unseen.
He was having dreams about her.
Which don't we always have dreams about the women that we love?
To be fair, he's having dreams about someone in a bug suit.
In a bug suit. Also, yeah, you need to realize you want some Captain Kirk trying to Star Trek. She was in here in a big grasshopper suit. Oh, that's beautiful. She's beautiful. No, she ain't. She's a grasshopper.
He fell in love with her mind. Continue.
Yeah, thank you, my sister, putting me back on track. But he fell in love with her, but then he was dying, so she took him to save him.
Yeah. But we don't know that. Like, the humans don't know that. They don't know the story.
But I'm saying that's what he has to tell them. But then it's like,
How you gonna
Yeah.
How do you explain, unless Xavier does the one thing he does not want to do?
Is it going in everyone's mind?
Go in everybody's
Everyone
head.
in everyone's
That's the only way.
Well, so in the episode when he was doing the classroom thing and it got, what was that? That stunted him. If he goes in through everybody's head and like just shows them what if he gets another
talk
stunt?
to him?
Yeah,
that's a great question, because like this show has, almost every episode we get like a weird mind thing, right?
Someone's having a
intercepted vision and something like interrupts it. And we've been theorizing that maybe it's the Phoenix Force, right?
I still like
because
it
it was affecting when in episode 5 both Jean and Madeline have that weird like
the bond with it, yeah.
They have like almost like a gunshot, a
Yeah.
psychic gunshot, right? And I think, the vision that Charles had about Genosha, it could be, in a way like the Force, where like Obi-Wan feels all the people dying, right? There was just so much immense death that radiated from the Earth, it hit him in space. Maybe,
like, God
but it's
forbid.
probably someone giving him the message. And it's probably the Phoenix
Can I
Force.
ask y'all a question and the people in the comment section
Sure.
watching? Why do we always want the Phoenix Force right now?
I love the Phoenix Force.
It's a fun thing. And Phoenix Force usually gives you Phoenix Jean Grey, which is always fun.
He's just attracted to
I'm very
I
attracted
get that
to
part,
Phoenix
but
Jean
there's
Grey.
so much more in this we could do. I get the like, look, who's pulling Jean and Madeline? The Phoenix Force. It's an easy thing to go with. Who's pulling who's causing all these psychic interruptions? The Phoenix Force. But also, again, you got all these different. You got the Bastion element, you got the Onslaught element, you got the Cassandra Nova element.
Yeah.
Like, granted, now she's in Deadpool and Wolverine, but she still can be present here. So
I agree. I think it's also that they bring up the Phoenix Force too much in this show to not show it to me. Because if I
showing
didn't
it
see,
in the opening too.
Yeah, I
Them
saw
and
a little
Apocalypse
bit.
are like unresolved. in the
Yeah,
opening.
that too. And I'm like, I've seen a little bit of the original series, but not enough as much as these two have. And I'm like, if you're gonna talk about the Phoenix Force as much as you guys have this season, I better see that Phoenix Force show up.
Okay.
That's mainly my whole thing, because at least with Charles Xavier's twin shadow, Cassandra Nova, I'm like, oh, I only saw what I know of her, or know of them in the Deadpool trailer.
Right,
so
right.
I'm not too. And even with Apocalypse, I'm like, I saw this only in the intro. But I'm like, you guys are bringing up Phoenix Force twice an episode.
Right.
I need to see it. But
How do you think Sinister fits into all this, Jay?
again, look. I was just trying to make the perfect
Yes,
human.
yes.
I just had my normal plan. I was just trying to do this. Now this then went to.
Yeah.
What the f is
Yeah.
that? You know?
Also, what are you gonna say? No to
No.
Bastion? Yeah, I would be like,
And
gonna kill me.
I'm wondering if Bastion gave Sinister the techno-organic virus to give to Nathan as part of his plan. Because how did Sinister get that virus, right? How is he able
Because that's
to,
way
like-
too advanced for him.
That's
to
what I
have.
was thinking. And like, if Sinister's ultimate goal is like get rid of the mutants, but get some of their DNA so I can make better humans. And then Bastion comes along and like, here's this virus. I need you to infect baby Nathan with it. We'll get him to the future. We'll get all that going.
So that means Sinister had to create the virus. He had to.
I wonder, but I think Bastion gave it to Sinister.
Because I'm trying to picture the loop that would create. Because of course the virus from that is $39.99 or something like that.
That's
Cable
when
said.
Cable is.
Yeah.
I thought you were saying like a price tag. Continue.
It's about how much is the virus? The virus is about $39.
I was like, I
I
got
got
that.
one of those Wish techno.
Now, what does it do? Kill me? I got it.
Hey, I got that Temu version of it from $22.96.
I got the Shein.
I got a free drone with it. That's what's
So it's like,
Keep going.
if the virus was created that time to send Cable to the future, but if Bastion has it to come back, it's a weird loop. Like, you get what I'm saying? You see how
I feel it, yeah.
you see how it sounds saying it? It's like,
But
where does it go?
It makes sense for Bastion just to give him a little piece that doesn't interfere with what he's doing, but
Right.
keeps him in on his team. So it makes sense to be like, here's this. It's not going to interfere with my big plan is. You
Yeah.
can be a freak over there with it. Go be a weirdo and dunk a baby in a
Take
vat.
your little gray skin ass over there.
Yeah, go be a disgusting freak in the shadows.
If you're a Bastion too, it's smart to kind of like give stuff to these other villains so that the X-Men are busy with them and Bastion is
Yep.
doing his own
And he
thing.
also said, Bastion also says, because of that little thing, I studied up on them now. I understand who the X-Men are. I know what I'm dealing with.
It's people think it's a stupid idea, but the best way to make them fight is to have them fight each other and just play in the back the entire time. You get all the time in the world to like fulfill your plans when you're like, here's some little shit for you guys to play.
How many other X-Men die before this is all done?
I don't know, man.
They just killed honestly, in the most respectful way, they killed the best person to kill. And when I say best person to kill, because I'm like, everybody loves. No one hates Gambit.
No one really
when I
hates
say
him.
best, I'm like, no one hates Gambit.
Nah.
That will hurt all of us. Like,
sure,
if you kill like Wolverine, I mean, we're all gonna be sad, but we're also gonna be like, I mean, he didn't really do anything happy for
What
us.
about Leech? You're not sad for Leech?
No, I was never sad for Leech.
See, I don't like this. Do y'all think, real quick, and I know we got to wrap, do you think all of this is leading just to one big thing, and that one big thing being Sunspot finally being Sunspot?
Sunspot's gonna get his power.
Sunspot or Sunspot?
He has it. He's just going to finally
Or he's
just-
gonna show and be it.
Yeah,
Just
because
be a
we're
walk-in.
7 episodes in, and all bro's shown is his arm.
I mean, Jubilee didn't get that much action, so maybe this is
Thank
just
you,
like
Jessica. Thank you for
Jubilee got too
acknowledging
much
that.
action. I think.
How dare you? How dare you?
But maybe that's just what they do for the freshmen. They're like, oh, for the show, you're gonna get your powers at the last episode. You're gonna actually act out the
Like,
last
he's going to be the dude that saves everything. from
I
the
don't
scene.
think that much.
I think he'll power him up, and he won't be the savior of everything, but he will.
He
a
gets
big
the last part.
demonstrate.
That would be kind of fun
He'll
because he was the
demonstrate.
one that was kidnapped in the very first episode, and to
Yep.
come full circle in the last episode, that would be pretty sick.
Yeah. And then his mom will be like,
The stockholders.
What did I say?
My crypto.
My crypto.
My NFTs.
Is that what they do?
I mean, Roberto da Costa in the comics too is very much like this character where he's like very showy, and like the whole thing of like, you know, your story about, you know, your yacht being taken by pirates. That's something that he would say in the comics. He's always telling these elaborate lies and stories and stuff like that, which is very fun. But yeah, that's something he could do.
Pirates are real, y'all.
See it?
They're real.
They're real. They're real. Pirates are real.
Pirates. Have you been on a cruise?
Hey, could you stop bringing that up? Because I will be on one in like 2 months.
You guys are gonna get.
You think the pirates want your Carnival cruise line?
I'm
I don't
not
want
going
that.
on Carnival. That's
Are you
the
on
thing.
Carnival?
I'm on Norwegian.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
You think they want your Norwegian cruise line? They want to take something full of cargo.
They're coming straight for Jay. Actually.
They don't want people. They can't take a ship with 5,000 people.
Look at me. I am the captain now. That's what he's gonna say as soon as he jumps on the ship.
Absolutely.
He's gonna take Jay away.
They're gonna be like, we're here to take all your ice skating
We
shows.
gotta wrap this up.
Okay, finally, this episode, we've gotten some of the most grand Marvel references outside of the X-Men we've gotten so far in this show, right? We have an appearance by Thunderbolt Ross, who mentions the Hulk, and then Josh Keaton doing the voice of Captain America? Our spectacular Spider-Man is now Captain America? What's going on? Do you think they're setting a stage for something bigger? Are we going to see even more characters from outside the like X-Men universe come in? Or are they just kind of like paying lip service to the larger world? They're acknowledging that these characters exist.
I think it's a little bit of both. And when I say a little bit of both, I'm like, it's fun to add these characters in, but I also think it's great to remind us like where they stand in the X-Men universe, where it's like, yes, this is just a cop for America. I'm like, Captain America was there just to abide by them, where the X-Men are like, you guys don't even like us. We're just trying to exist. Right. So how many more like Marvel live action characters are also aligned more with mutants or aligned more with America?
But also, you got to think, that's a good point, but Cap says one line that we forget about. Yeah, we know Cap is America's top cop, right? But Cap says, my team. Who is his team?
Did say my team, which I thought was very interesting.
Who is his team?
In the 90s too? This is like the 90s, so I'm like, what's your team made of?
What's your team? What's your team? Are you talking about a team that's the military? Or are you talking about an Avengers?
He's definitely talking about the Avengers.
I thought he was talking about the military. Because I was like, in the 90s, is he playing by himself? Yeah. I was like, is he playing by himself? Also, where is he in the video game?
But you get it, see? Yeah. Y'all both said it like, yo, you thinking the Avengers, you thinking it's the
very open.
It's very, when he was like, my team will handle this. Who's his team?
Well, respectfully, it also depends on which line we're going with and what universe this is and what the hell's happening. Because I'm like, Nick Fury he was with, what's her name at this time, right? 97? He was still with Captain Marvel.
Well, this isn't the MCU.
Yeah, that's why I'm like, we're going a different
Fury,
thing.
and I don't know if they ever showed Nick Fury in the original series. I think they did show him once. And he was the more traditional like white Nick Fury.
I said white Nick.
He was the
not
David
my Nick
Hasselhoff
Fury.
Nick Fury.
I said not my Nick Fury.
Yeah, he was that version.
Not my Nick Fury.
I think they did show him in one episode once, if I remember, or reference him. I don't fully.
But okay,
again, the original series would often do these little cameos for a couple reasons. Mainly, they could because these characters weren't necessarily licensed out or they didn't speak. Like in an episode of the Phoenix Force, I believe when she first like dissipates from the moon, they have a shot of like Doctor Strange going like, oh, because he like senses all the like cosmic energy, and like they would do stuff like that, and like he never helped. He was never there. They just show him like in the library, like what's happening?
Deadpool's in the episode of the original series.
Yeah. He like I think Morph just takes his form or whatever.
He's just there,
or he's just like standing there. Yeah, like they would always do these little fun things mainly because they could. And the pop culture universe was different then, right?
Yes.
You know, some of it was to promote other animated shows, but it was just like you could do that. Now when they do something like that, we're like, okay, so
I'm eating this.
How does this tie into everything? And I think if we see any other, non-traditional X-Men characters from outside of Marvel, they'll just again be little cameos.
It's gonna be Hawkeye.
We're not gonna have an episode. Yeah,
and I'll be like, I know
that
who
follows
side
the Avengers.
I like the idea that they're like trying to show us like if this was Civil War, which side are these?
Right.
Are the Avengers on again? Like what side are they on? Are they on the side for the mutants or are they not? I don't know, because at the end of the day, it's all politics. It's all money. We saw what they did to our boy Falcon at the fucking. He was trying to get a loan. He was trying to get a loan. My poor brother couldn't even get a loan.
The man saved the universe.
You know he's on the side with the mutants. He's like, they didn't like me.
They didn't like me.
They didn't like me either.
Hey, all of a sudden you got Sam Wilson and one of the mutants like this.
Yeah,
they have, there have been mutants on the Avengers over the years, but traditionally the Avengers don't have any mutants on the team. So that is an interesting thing to be like, hey, why are you guys helping us? And they're like, whoa, we work with S.H.I.E.L.D. and S.H.I.E.L.D.'s like a government.
They're
we
gonna
don't want
not
to
give us money.
Messy.
They'll take away our house.
Yeah, I'm on the
Hey,
payroll.
brother, I ain't got no rent. I ain't got no mortgage.
You know,
allowed.
that's actually kind of true because poor Sam Wilson's like, I'm struggling, and then it's like, well, you guys got an academy, you guys can all live in, and it's a mansion, and you guys are
had
a
an
freeway.
island. I mean,
y'all live with Mona. I'm out
Kind
here
of
trying
fun over there.
They done cut my gas off.
You got Xavier. He's got millions of dollars. Like, what am I supposed to do?
And government grants because he runs a school.
Right? Runs a
Yeah.
school.
Oh my, he gets the tax break.
He gets tax breaks and government grants because he
He
runs a
uses
school.
his house as a school. He writes it off as a business expense.
Someone audit him.
Also,
He audited.
Xavier Pro never wanted to use his mind for stuff. He makes people make a Blackbird for him.
Right. Two
of them.
One got destroyed. They gotta build another one.
Tax dodger
You
number
know that guy every now and
one.
then is pop into a stockbroker's head being like, what am I trading this week?
So how do you feel about falafel?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
He's like, let me check on the mind of the CEO of Pfizer.
I thought you would say Viagra.
Oh, I did say Pfizer.
Yes, it is. They did make Viagra.
Hey, folks, as we do each and every week here on the Breakroom After Show, we got to name our student of the week, even though it looks like they're barely going to school anymore in the series. It's a loose device that we're still applying to the show.
There was a school in the last episode.
There was a school.
And out of those students, they were all bad, to be fair, I guess.
So who's your student of the week this week? Which mutant do you feel like really deserves
don't know
the
who it
title?
is.
I know they make them very clear each and every week, but let's hear them out. Let's hear it out.
Rogue.
Yeah, I mean, come on. What a week for Rogue.
Leech. I'm sorry, no.
Throwing a man off a building.
Trask.
Rogue. It's Rogue for sure. It's
Rogue.
absolutely Rogue.
Yeah, I mean, Rogue really stole it this week. She really is the mutant of the week. Honorable mention to Beast, who saw his girl Trish Tilly coming, and he like closed the curtain a little bit. He's like, they're not gonna make a mockery of this.
Nope, you don't get to see
My
it.
man just saw Civil War in theaters, and he's like, I don't trust journalists right now. I don't think
Beast
they're
out
showing
here.
the right side of the story.
And out here, nothing but some draws.
Yeah. He's like, they just want bleeding mutants for the 6 p.m. news.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna have it. And he turned her down. She tried to give him the touch. He's like, get the fuck out of here, you human piece of shit.
You hussy.
He said, bitch, not here.
Not here. Not in front of my mutant
Not in
friends.
front of my mutant
Not on my mutant islands. How dare you touch my her?
Girl.
This
my
the
friend.
daytime. You on my nighttime booty, girl. Get your.
I told you not to text me when I'm working.
Beast, he would be lucky too.
Yeah.
He would be lucky to talk like that with his
Yeah.
stupid ass. Keep going, sorry.
Yeah.
I'm the only person that doesn't
He's
like
quoting
Beast.
Mr. Rogers. He's quoting Martin Luther King.
Martin Luther King and Mr. Rogers in the same goddamn episode. Who? I mean, hey, they both did do a lot.
She was like,
Arguably, each individually did a lot for people.
They did.
I'm just saying.
They did.
And when he did the Mr. Rogers quote, I said, "Is that Mr.?" And he said, "The formidable Mr. Rogers." I said, "Stop him."
was he saying
Stop
Mr.
him.
Rogers was a mutant?
Oh, he's saying Martin Luther King.
Martin Luther King was a mutant.
I don't know. Well, was that Trish she was the one that was like Martin Luther King to show that she was like, I know who said that.
Yeah, but technically every white person knows a Dr. King quote.
It's true.
Anyway,
It's true.
Listen,
Also,
look
I
at
would
Martin Luther King's birthday. You like, oh, y'all know these quotes?
I would give an honorable mention as well to, I pointed out Jean Grey. I mean, she really stood her ground this episode. You know, she's getting over, she's wearing a hair down. Now that Madeline's dead, she's like, oh, I can wear my hair down. This is what
I ain't got
Scotty
to wear this
likes.
ponytail no more.
This is what Scotty likes.
I hate you so much. If we're
But
being honest-
she's also, you know, I think she's trying to stand by her man a little bit. In so much that she's giving him his space, because there is that moment when he was like, oh, there's a telepath alive. You know,
He was thinking it was.
he was thinking it was Madeline. She knows that he was thinking it was Madeline. It's Emma Frost, which Scott, hang in there because you'll have your time with Emma Frost.
Here's my question. Well, like, what, bro? You got the look. I know a lot of people are like, man, what about twins? Because if you get twins, it's basically
No, I don't. No.
But you got your girl. No, you got your. I know it's like that's your baby mama. I get it. But like, you can still make her your baby mama, which you will.
it's not the same.
It's not the same because I think they're implying that Cyclops' relationship was maybe stronger with Madeline than it was with Jean.
Oh, it absolutely is.
You know, and like he got closer with her than he did with
You
Jean.
can't
So
divorce that woman with
it's
an
tough.
angry, hot bird in her system to come out.
It's
Phoenix.
Oh, the Phoenix.
Yeah.
Ah,
A little hot
sorry,
bird.
you got me.
We have to be careful. When
I'm
we
always
make
nervous when you say
comments
bird
like that,
now.
Jim.
Yeah, I keep saying bird. Yeah.
Bird or kitty. I don't know. Talking
We
about the
retired
animal
it.
or a body part.
Look at the jersey; it's retired. We retired that phrase. Okay, folks. Anyone else got anything to cover for this episode?
No, it's a good episode. Can't wait for the next 3.
Yeah, this next 3, they're probably going to be heavy
all
stuff.
the way through.
All the way down. I can't wait till Storm comes back though. That's what I'm most excited
Yeah, me
for.
too. Me too.
I was sad when she wasn't in the intro cards this week. Do you think when they do the next Storm intro card, she'll be in her new outfit?
She's got to be.
right?
No, you can put it back in a regular one.
No, she's gonna wear her new one. I don't think she wears the whites ever again.
I don't think, no, she'll never. She's not wearing the white anymore.
I think her new intro card will be her
In the black.
Yeah. Oh, most definitely. They're changing it all the time. They'll do that.
Okay.
They'll definitely do that.
You know, there's gonna be people complaining. They're changing the title card again. They didn't think that we were ready to do this.
Good. Let them complain. Let them complain. That's it for us today. Make sure to subscribe to the Breakroom channel right here on YouTube and give us a follow on Twitch where we do these videos live and you can send in chats and watch us make tons of mistakes. Jay, where can they find you on social media?
I am at Mr. J Washington, MRJAY. You should know how to spell Washington on Instagram and TikTok. May 11th, Santa Monica, West Side Comedy Theater.
Whoa.
My hour for Netflix is a joke.
Whoa!
Come out for that. So please do get your tickets. I got all the links on my Instagram, so that's why I have you follow me. Thank you.
Follow him. Follow Mr. J Washington.
It'd be like 60,000 of y'all looking at these videos. Y'all can just hit the follow button. That's all I'm begging you. I need the numbers in baby tiny Charles Xavier Jesus name, please.
60,000 views from your lips to the algorithm's ears, Jay. I'll take that 60K. We pulling 60K?
One video had 61K. I was like,
Heck yeah. And more. Hey, you can also follow us at BreakroomNR on Instagram, Twitter, X, and Threads. Evan's keeping us alive on Threads.
Bye.
Follow us on TikTok while you still can, folks. We'll see you next time. Latest, Bye.